And in this world, they teach you this sort of language of self-made and you can remake yourself. And the danger of remaking yourself with your own self, with your own like power is it don't work because you can't do it. You can't the creation can't create itself. I am Vally, and in this video, you will learn very quick, simple, yet profound wisdom that it took my entire 20s to learn. You don't know me, and you don't need to. You will leave, go wherever you're going to go with more wisdom. Trust me. Welcome. This is a Valley is a Mountain podcast where I let you into my intimate world of vulnerability, color, creativity, artistry, faith, and all the things in between as I journey in my life from the valley to the mountain. It has been a journey, child. It has been a journey. And I felt called by the Lord Jesus Christ to share it with you all. Often is the case, there are creatives that are in the faith, there are orphans, there are ragtags and underdogs, outliers, all the words that society deems us as, when in actuality, God has just created us wonderful and unique and different. And I don't find that there's a lot of language for different, creative, faith-based people. So here we are. As I promised, this is going to be brief and quick. I think I promised that. I'm promising it now. This is going to be brief and quick. So let's hop into it. I have 3 points for you. The first thing that I want you to learn very quickly and understand is hindsight is 2020. Way back in 2015, I toured as a spoken word artist for a faith-based nonprofit for 9 months with 12 other artists. And my director, dear Derek Taylor, used to tell us that hindsight is 2020. And at the time, at 18 years old, I didn't understand. At 29, I understand. By the way, I turned 29 this Tuesday. When you look back, things will be clearer. Don't worry about the craziness and the confusion of what you have in your hand now. I promise you, this is how God made time. For some strange, interesting reason, when you look back in your life, things will be clear. Let's talk about this really quickly. Think about an object, a car. You're in the woods. There's a car. You're in the woods. You're by a tree. You're in the woods. I don't know why I see this visual in the woods, but you're in the woods. And you're very, 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 very close to this car, this tree, this object. You're super close. You're so close that you could see the dust on it. You're so close that you can't even make out what the thing is. But as you go further and further away from this object, time and space does this warping, weird thing where you start to see the whole of the object. You start to understand what it is. If I was super, super close to a car or my phone or anything for that matter, it would be a bit fuzzy and confusing and I wouldn't be able to make it out. But the further and further I scoot back from it, the further and further I get away from the object. As more time passes between me and the object becomes clear. I start to see it for what it is. And this is how metaphysical relative time works as well. So calm down. It's okay if in this moment you don't understand things like relationships, like people, like why you are the way you are, or who you are, or all these questions that you have. I promise you, as you continue to journey and be present in the moment, things will become clear. Years ago, when I started this really strange journey that God has me on, before I started, I would have dreams. The Lord speaks to me in dreams. And one of the dreams I had, it was one of the first prophetic dreams I remember. I was walking in my old school, my kindergarten building. I don't even think I remember it anymore. Like the memory is, I don't even remember my kindergarten building anymore. But in the dream, I was at my kindergarten building, like the building that I grew up in, the elementary school. And I was walking in it as an adult though. And it was familiar, right? Like I remember the portables and the building and the way things were and how things were. Everything was where it was supposed to be. However, this is a very important point. Please listen. However, things had changed. So even though it was familiar and there was a comfort to it, things had changed. And what I want you to know about this first point, hindsight being 2020, is that even when you go back to the thing that you left, it won't ever be the same. And that's a good thing. Just as you grow, time grows even things, time grows people, and time grows situation. And that was a very hard lesson I had to learn. And people say, once you leave, you can't come back. That's not true. The message really should be, you can go back, but it won't be the same. And that might break the thing that you had. You may not need it. You may not understand it. It may not be for you then. That's a very, very powerful lesson that I learned. And you got to learn that you will be able to go back to them and things. It will not be the same. They will not be the same. And there's a beauty in that. Okay. That's the first point. The second point is just as prolific and powerful. I really want you to understand this. What you avoid will catch up with you. It will find you. You cannot outrun the past. You cannot outrun pain. You cannot outrun yourself. You can't do it. I'm telling you, I'm not just speaking craziness. I'm not just on this podcast to look cute. I really look at my hair, right? Nah, this is to help you. I tried this all of my 20s. I lived my life chasing a future version of me, chasing things, chasing fame, chasing all the things, because deep down I was running away from a version of me. I had so much pain. I had such an account and had deposited so much pain in my life that I thought I could outrun it. And in this world, they teach you this sort of language of self-made and you can remake yourself. And the danger of remaking yourself with your own self, with your own like power, is it don't work because you can't do it. You can't, the creation can't create itself. So you can't remake yourself in hopes that you will erase a version of you that you hate or you don't like. And we do a really good job, like basically masking a message of self-hate with this messaging of self-love and erasure. You can't do it. I literally tried. And what happened was, out of my control, circumstances in life, relationships ended, things happened. And without my consent, I had to face it. I was forced to face it. And it almost cost me my life. I am not kidding you. It almost cost me my life. You cannot run away from yourself. You cannot run away from the past. You have to face it. And some of us are afraid to face it because we don't have the support, the resources, the warmth, the crutch, the power to do so. And but God, I'm gonna leave it at that. So good luck. This is the last point. Told you it's gonna be quick. Hopefully it's no more than 10 minutes. The last thing I want to tell you, and at 29 years old, being born January 28th, 1997, this lesson is very hard for me as well. This one I am still learning, so I'm just going to keep it short. You, me, we are not behind. At 20 years old, at 22, at 24, I felt so old. I felt like I was behind. I didn't go to school till late. I'm about to get my bachelor's degree. I'm in a few months, like things happen very late for me. It felt. Your 20s, time has this way of making you feel like you're behind. And then I'm about to be 30 years old next year. And I'm like, dang, at 25, I really was out there letting life tell me that I was old and that I was behind and that I had to figure it out. And I didn't know who I was, and I still don't. Guys, I am almost 30 and I still struggle with identity. Like, I'm young. You're young. You are not behind. So the one thing that I can give in this area is time is actually, this sounds really strange, but time isn't linear. And here's what I mean. I have learned in my life that time is bendable, it's flexible, it's malleable, it's moldable. It warps, it balloons, it expands, it contracts, especially in the hands of God. It's like clay. It's like mold. It's like, I'm tired. I'm about to go to sleep. It's like dirt, right? Like he has this way of making something that should take 50 years, take a day. And I'm living proof of that. If I go through my story, which I tried in my first podcast, we're going to have to redo that, honey. But One day I'm going to go through my entire testimony. I've lived multiple lives. I feel much older than I am. And even in being saved for 3 years, there has been exponential transformations, or as my mentor, Darius Daniels, go look him up, shameless plug, as he says, quantum leaps. So, yeah, the Lord can take time and do what he wants with it. So if you're behind or you're struggling with that concept, just lean on 2 Peter 3:8, which says, but do not forget this one thing, dear friends. With the Lord, a day is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years are like a day. So calm down. You're going to be fine. You're right where you need to be. And as a kid, people used to tell me that all the time. Or as a young adult, you're right on time. And now I'm finally kind of understanding that, like, oh, like nothing is like surprising to the Lord. Maybe to me, but not to him. I can see him with his time clock. I was looking down because I'm like, oh yeah, I have this cute little watch that I'm not showing. But I can see him looking at his watch going, sorry. I can see him looking at his watch going, she's right on time. Right? Like, okay, cue the heartbreak, cue the breakup. So yeah, his timing is perfect. So don't worry about it. A few things that I want to plug, and hopefully you're going to tune into session 4. I'm a poet. This whole session was actually inspired by a poem that I'm releasing in the next few days to a week called Woman I Learned. It's going to be a visualizer. It's going to be really cool. So definitely make sure that you have your notifications on so that you can just view my work and kind of see what I do as a poet. I also have like several shorts with my poetry. I'm actively accepting bookings. So if you or anyone that you know wants to book a dope poet for an event, let me know. Send lines to my email down below. Also, I rapid fire. Sorry if this is too much. I'm just tired. I'm ready to go. But I love it here, and you should too. But I am tired, and this is what happens when you cram. I've always been a crammer. Anyway, the second thing is I sell oils. I sell vanilla scented roll-on oils simply because I believe in smelling great. I love the smell of vanilla. People tell me all the time that I smell like vanilla. So I would go to the beauty store and want to find really good smelling scents. And I'm sorry, but baby powder just ain't it. So I personally handcrafted, put flowers in these really, really amazing smelling vanilla scented perfumes. I just have 2 scents because that's all I need. People, listen to me. I'm not kidding. People tackle me for these. They love the scent. I typically have just a few batches of it per month. So definitely click the link. Go check out the 2 scents. One has cognac in it, and one is more like vanilla swirl. Think Yum Bougie Marshmallow. That was the inspiration for that one. So definitely go check those out. And lastly, like I said, thank you for being here. Leave a comment, leave feedback. I'm not afraid of you. Maybe at one point I was, but I'm not. So let me know what could be improved. I promise eventually I will be more presentable. But like I said, I'm just getting it in, and hopefully this message resonated with you. Share this with someone who is in their 20s or in their early 30s who needs to hear this. And this is dope. I hope this helped you. Again, this is A Valley is a Mountain. Thank you for listening and or watching. Take care.